My pleasure to have again Congressman Trey Gowdy of South Carolina. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for taking time. I know this is a day with your family and you're squeezing us in here, but you're with Oversight and Intelligence Committee. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, and Judiciary and Ethics. So
Holy moly.
4, if I can flash my South Carolina math.
Wow, ethics and so you have, wow, ethics, that's something a lot of folks on the left don't have, but I said that, you didn't. I want to ask you about the Russian fantasy news game. Is it finally over? Are we through with the Russian narrative now? Or are they going to still try to milk, I don't know, some Russian salad dressing or what?
I don't think it's over because those of us on House Intel that took it seriously, there are 4 questions that we have to answer, Ken. What did Russia do, both historically and specifically in 2016? With whom, if anyone, did they do it? What was the U.S. response at all relevant points, both under President, I guess at all points under President Obama? And then the 4th tranche, the unmasking, the leaks. We have some surveillance programs that are up for reauthorization in 2017, and they will not be reauthorized until we are able to better understand how we have so many leaks. So those are the 4 things I signed up for. I didn't sign up to run for U.S. Senate in California. I didn't sign up to be on television as often as I can possibly be, so I can't speak for the motives of some of my colleagues, but that's what I signed up for.
So is it safe to say that our president, though, is pretty darn clear of this mess at this point? I mean, it's just getting ridiculous after a while, people tying President Trump in when I've yet to see any evidence. No one has. Or is it out there and we don't know?
No, I would say 2 things. I would caution my friends, like with any other investigation, wait until the last witness is interviewed and the last document is accessed before you reach conclusions. But I would also tell you this kind of highlights why congressional investigations are so poorly respected, because just look at the California Democrat delegation alone. You have a California Democrat saying that she has seen no evidence of collusion. You have 2 California Democrat House members that say they've seen it, but they can't tell us what it is. And then one came up with an explanation that I still find befuddling, that it's more than circumstantial evidence, but it's less than direct, but he can't tell us what it is. So I would caution my friends of good conscience, let's wait until the last witness is interviewed, and we're trying to do about 3 a week. So we're going to get done quickly. Wait till the last witness is interviewed, the last document is accessed, and then draw the conclusions that you want to draw.
Well, that's a great strategy. And, if you can stick with it, which I know you can, of those 4 things you mentioned, the biggest issue for me as an American citizen, as a voter, is the unmasking. That internally, it seemed like there were efforts of our own government to cannibalize other departments for political reasons. The unmasking thing is the real issue with me. And didn't that happen under Loretta Lynch toward the tail end of Obama's administration?
Well, there's 16 entities that are part of our intelligence community globally. And there are different folks that have the authority to request that a U.S. person's name be unmasked. So what we want to do on House Intel is find out who made the request for unmasking. Was there a bona fide intelligence reason for doing so? But we need the documents. And curiously and frustratingly, we're trying to get some of the documents from the Trump administration, not the Obama administration, because we're in control now. So we should not have difficulty finding out, hypothetically, how many requests for unmasking did former UN Ambassador Samantha Power make? That's a question for which a discrete, finite answer exists, and then we can go determine whether or not there was a legitimate national security basis for that request to unmask. It's important, number one, because we promised the American people that we were going to safeguard their privacy in exchange for these surveillance programs. They're up for reauthorization. I'll tell you that every law enforcement official that I have asked, from Jay Johnson to Jim Comey to Mike Rogers, describes these programs as critical, vital, and indispensable to our national security, but they're going to go away. if this administration does not provide us the documents so we can safeguard the process. I'm tired of the leaks. I'm tired of weaponizing intelligence, and it's going to stop unless they give us the documents we need.
So do you believe it's Trump administration internally, this issue, or do you believe it's Obama holdover? Because we get a lot of that. And I don't know how do you purge when you move into the new administration transitionally? How does Trump make sure that people, for example, in justice, are all on the page that he wants to be on? Or are there still holdovers that say, I'm not going to help with this and I'm not going to help with that?
I'm sure it's all of the above, but I have kind of a simplistic view of it. The head of the Department of Justice is a guy named Jeff Sessions. The head of the NSA is a guy named Mike Rogers. The head of the CIA is my friend Mike Pompeo. So we send our request to the head of the agency. Whether the head of the agency has holdovers left under him or her is their problem. Congress sends the request to the head of the entity, and it's that person's responsibility to comply with the request. And if they've been too slow in removing holdovers from the previous administration that were political appointees, Congress, we don't do the hiring and the firing at these agencies. So it is not an excuse to me that there are people holding over from a previous administration that are political appointees. That's their problem. That should have been one of the higher priorities they had to eliminate that.
Got it. Congressman Trey Gowdy, thank you. This has been very revealing. And
I hope you have a great 4th. Thanks for getting me out of cutting the grass for 20 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Be well, and happy Independence Day.